The warning signs and scenes of violence that we saw before World War II are now sadly reoccurring. And the media is complicit, while veterans and survivors despair at what our world is coming to. On Thursday night local time, our time Friday, there was a pogrom in Amsterdam. The story has been massively underplayed in mainstream media outlets, and both the lack of coverage and the response to the event itself exposes untold hypocrisy. And if you missed this story, and who could blame you because there hasn't been much coverage, here's what happened. There was a wave of extreme violence from local Muslim gangs towards Jews after a soccer match between Maccabi Tel Aviv and the most popular Dutch team in Amsterdam. Masked attackers shouted pro-Palestinian and anti-Jewish slogans while they beat and chased Jews with knives. Jews were spat on, and footage shows Jews being thrown in the river. Others jumped into canals to escape the attackers. One Jew has told how he spoke Arabic so that the Muslims would stop their violence against him. They wouldn't hear him speaking Hebrew. He then later rescued many others. We know this because of the testimony of victims, but also because, like on October 7, these Hamas supporters filmed their hate crimes against Jews. Police reportedly sat back and watched. They didn't help the Tel Aviv fans as they were attacked. A network of taxi and Uber drivers are also reported to have helped the gangs locate Jews. One father from London who did try and break up a gang attack was reportedly hospitalised. He was punched, his nose was split and bleeding, his glasses broken. When someone pointed out that the man was British, not Israeli, one of the attackers said, yes, but he helped a Jew. The Islamic attackers demanded to see passports. They were hunting in search of Jews. And the attackers trailed on scooters or in taxis. There was no quarter of Amsterdam that was safe. Israelis were abandoned and left to fend for themselves. Jews were ordered to stay in lockdown in their hotel rooms and not wear anything that would identify their religion. Now, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu even sent rescue planes to Amsterdam, and more than 2,000 Jews were flown to Israel on emergency flights. There were initial reports that 62 people had been arrested, but it turns out that none of those were related to the pogrom. Conservative Party leader Geert Wilders said, and I quote, "I am speechless. Amsterdam police just confirmed that no one has been arrested during the Islamic Jew hunt in Amsterdam Thursday night. All arrests have been made before and during the soccer match and not during the pogrom." Now, this is Israelis just supporting their soccer team in a Western city in 2024, when we're at the peak of woke ideology and progressive politics. This pogrom also took place on the 86th anniversary of Kristallnacht, the night of broken glass, when there was a coordinated wave of Nazi violence and attacks against Jews. It took place in Amsterdam, on the same streets where Anne Frank lived, hid, and was murdered. Her legacy cannot be forgotten, along with all of those who served and sacrificed for us, who we remember today on Remembrance Day. Well, the pro-Palestinian mobs have been telling us this entire time what they intend to do the world over. They promised a global intifada. We're now witnessing violence erupt in every Western city in the globe. This is the point where it's gone too far. Now, I've grown up Jewish, but I've never truly understood how 1930s Europe could happen, or how the pogroms in northeastern Europe in the early 1900s could happen either, or in Spain in the 1400s, or in the Roman Empire some 2,000 years ago before Christ. But now, for the first time in my life, I do. I understand how it happens. Law enforcement sits back. Politicians sit back. The media condones it. And the anti-Semitism erupts. It's allowed to fester and spread wider until it becomes a major movement where figureheads arise. That is how it happens. And we're following this recipe right now in dozens of cities around the world. Now, I believe it's not too late to stop it, but we need strong leaders who are prepared to say that they won't allow this to happen under their watch, who are prepared to enforce the law. If we don't have these leaders, then I ask, how many planes will Israel have to send? How many planes will Israel have to send to Australia, to Europe, to the United States? How many planes will Israel have to send to rescue all of us from this violence that's erupting and that law enforcement isn't doing anything about? Fundamentalist Islamists who don't stand for the values that our veterans fought for, of freedom, peace, and mateship, are given a free pass by the police. They're getting away scot-free, emboldened by the radical left. Our veterans, our soldiers, our fallen, who we remember today, would surely be horrified that the Western world is crumbling before our very eyes.
Thanks for watching. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and hit subscribe to stay updated with our latest content. Until next time, stay informed and inspired. This is DaJobnik signing off.